I'm Dr. Nagendra. I started my career as a scientist at DRDO. I worked there for about 16 years. After that, myself, along with Mr. Srinivas Raju, we started a company. Both of us are from DRDO. We joined together DRDO, in fact. So we started a company called Unistin Tech Solutions Private Limited. In 2018, so we were looking for some investors and then, the mentors. Gen Technologies, as that time, was also looking for some companies to work with. Then we, invited them on board, and then they have become the major stakeholder in the company. We technically have become the subsidiary to Gen Technologies. So today, the topic is about the startup challenges, essentially. So I thought it is apt to talk about the journey of Unistin Tech Solutions, where I'm the managing director also, apart from the various portfolios that I look after at Gen Technologies, so that most of the youngsters will have an idea. And of course, I have certain points to even, bring to the notice of the August officials and gatherings, so that some of these can go as recommendations or some kind of initiatives at the MOD level for the policies, as this is earmarked as the year of the policy reforms. So the vision, what is the vision with which we started this company? Because both of us are at DRDO. We have seen certain deficiencies, especially in terms of the indigenization efforts of the defense technologies, especially in the electronic warfare. So when we looked at considering something as an opportunity or an entrepreneurship, then we looked at different verticals of what could be the vertical that we can make the impact and then make most of it. So that time, after analyzing a lot, we find that the electronic warfare is an area where we have gaps and we have a lot of import dependency, although some indigenization efforts are on, not the critical technologies, or the lag still is there. So considering that, to build that, bridge that gap, we thought, okay, we will start something and then start building this company. So we were about 30, 40 then. So today, after 5-6 years, today we are a 500 plus people company. We have done close to 160 and 70 crores turnover this year. And then we have a lot to execute. So we made a lot of difference. And most importantly, the greatest satisfaction today that we have is in terms of what we could do in stopping certain import components into the country. So what happened was when, in 2016-17, we were seriously analyzing on what should be the focus, because we were working on many technologies that time. We were working on the communication, we were working on the telemetry, we were working on multiple, opportunities. So then, once the Gen has come on board, we had a serious discussion on, what should we be doing. So to make something, an impactful solution which will be able to bring these companies as well as the technologies, a world-class technology. Okay, it's not that 1 crore, 2 crore opportunities. So that time, after a lot of brainstorming and all, 2018, we said, drones are going to be a threat. And then we need to start working on the solutions. Okay, so then we have decided in 2018 that we have shrunk a lot of our operations. We cut short everything. We said we are going to do only the counter-drone technologies for the next 1-2 years. So we started this R&D jointly in 2018. Okay, 2019, and the product was ready. 2020, we were madly going to trials to various locations. And 2020, nothing has happened. 2021 also, nothing has happened. Somewhere in the middle, some incident has happened, and suddenly people realized that this is, the technology that is required. So those 3 years of, betting the company that this is something which is really going to be a need of our in future, and then investing on this with focus is something which has paid off in 2021 when the tenders have come out. Then the people have asked for the demonstrations. We are the only Indian company, okay, who could demonstrate the product. Rest all who have participated with the foreign collaborations. And fortunately, we could also become L1 because we knew what is the depth of this market is going to be. So we went aggressively, we got the order. So the first variant of the product that what we have built is an ISM band system. What happens is when this kind of opportunity comes to an Indian company, what will happen next is something remarkable that we need to understand. So once we got this order, it's a very, very limited capability system, because that's the capability available at that point of time. So the QRs were coined accordingly, and we started building this product. While we got this order, as a company, we have this lot of R&D appetite. So because of that, what we did was, while this product is being built and then we are delivering the systems, we have parallelly started working on what could be the next potential threat or requirement. So then it has emerged like, the ISM band systems are not going to be much helpful. So we need a wideband detection system, okay. And in the first opportunity, what we have done is, in fact, because of the time that is available, we thought some components of the product in the radar, we thought we will buy it from a foreign company and then offer it. To our surprise, when we have analyzed these systems, the people, what they say in the name of, the good products in the foreign, in terms of the specifications, in terms of the brochures and demos, what they talk and then what the reality is completely off. We realized that these products are not meeting any of our requirements. After 6 months, that's a devastating realization, because we are in the middle of the project. Thanks to Indian Air Force that time, we said, and then see, we have all this know-how, technology, but because of the porosity of the time, we said we will adopt a product. But it's not working. We need another 4 to 5 months so that we will be able to build this technology indigenously and then start delivering this product. Okay. Thanks to them, they have understood. They have given that time. In a remarkable time of 1 year, this is first time in India, a private company designing a radar right from the scratch, building it, making it pass through the trials, deploying it in the sites, 25 systems. We did it in a remarkable time of 1 year, 3 months. So that's not hard of anything. So this all has come because there is a challenge, there is an opportunity, and there is a lot of hand-holding from the a private partnership, and then pushing the money that is required into the system, and then ensuring this product comes out. So this I always say is a classic example of how a bigger company and a smaller company together working will really, because as a technocrat, if this financial burden is just taken out of the mind, what we can do is really, the great wonders can be achieved. So that's how we have built that product. Then when next tender comes, because we have already started investing in the R&D of the system, okay, we could, by the time the next QRs come with the wideband specifications, the enhanced ranges for the specifications of the radar, the product is already there. And in the second time when these tenders have floated, we are the only company who could technically clear, even the foreign companies could not clear. So because of this, the whole journey, not only this, even some products we are delivering it through GEN, and there is DRDO, which is also parallelly conducting a lot of research. We are also part of that. So even at that also we could import, cut that kind of complete import component. And either Bell delivers today, GEN delivers today. Most of the RF detection systems, jammer systems are being indigenously designed, developed, produced at our place, and then that's how we are supplying these systems. So the summary of this, the whole narration, what I wanted to say is, the vision with which we started, at least in one particular segment, we could, otherwise, we could cut the complete import systems into this. Had we not been there, I was wondering in 2021, probably this market could have been captured by some of the Israeli companies. We could have started, adopting only those products. So today, most of the, this is in one segment, at a very, very high segment, we are talking about 10 kilometer, 15 kilometer detection ranges and all. So in this entire segment today now, India is completely self-reliant. Not only that, what has happened because of this, services have bought one system for 25 quantity at ISM, another 50 systems for wideband. This has given a lot of confidence even to some of the foreign companies. And they started buying these products from us. And we are in fact the first company to export electronic warfare kind of products, so, out of this country. So this has given us that strength. Some feed to the Indian industry in terms of the orders can really create wonders. So this is something which I wanted to emphasize out of this story. And the vision with which we have started this company, that some part of the import of these technologies should be stopped. We could achieve that also, after 10 to 12 years of the inception of this company, which gives us, a tremendous satisfaction. See, what happens is a lot of youngsters, when they come to us, today we are at least in a position to give them some confidence. See, boss, we have started with 1 crore, 10 people, 20 people. So today this is a 500 people company. So what is the difference? The difference is, I will talk about a lot of avenues and opportunities that are available, but the mindset I wanted to make it very clear. If we wanted to do something in the defense domain, see, the mindset is it should be an infinite game. So I'm not here for doing some deliveries of 1-2 years and then coming out. We are here for generations. We are here to build a world-class global EW company which can supply the solutions to the entire world in the electronic warfare. After 4 or 5 years, if some company in the world or some user in the world thinks of an electronic warfare system, they should think of this company. So this is the kind of mindset that we have. So even for the freshers when they are coming in, you should have this kind of mindset. This is very, very tough journey. This is going to be a tough journey. You need to make a lot of hard decisions. You need to really do a lot of sacrifices. I'll tell you what happens in the process. So, but unless we have this mindset, it is very, very difficult to go through and then get the desired results. So this is very important. So you will have to enter into that mindset. What am I today and where am I going next is only your comparison. Or in the process, sometimes you may win a contract, you may lose a contract, but that shouldn't matter. You should be always eyeing on, what is the best that I wanted to go there and then keep on working on it. That is something which we have learned in this process. Now as a company, what we have done is, in order to achieve, so in 2015-16 until when we started this company, the defense was not so lucrative at that point of time. The people doesn't really value us. The people doesn't have the confidence that the companies in defense could really survive. A startup culture is not at all there at that point of time. So but what we decided at that point of time is, to become a really good company, we should not think of even a small component also to be adopting from some other company. So we said we will build everything from the scratch. So in the beginning, we picked up the opportunities which are at the card level, which are at the subsystem level, which are at the some kind of software implementation. But they're all aligned to a product, electronic warfare product that we wanted to bring. That's how initially we have strategized. We never thought, we will buy something, adopt it, do some customization and then supply it. We have come out of that mindset. When we have made that this as our, the journey, then we started building. For this, you need a digital design team, you need an RF design team, you need a software development team, you need a driver development team, you need a mechanical engineering team. So you need everybody. So we started nurturing those teams, and that's how we started. Fortunately, there are some people who have been there with us for the last 10 years. We could also instill that confidence, in these people, that these people are trying to do a change, So building such a team which will be there. Once you are successful, probably people will come to you, but you need some people who will believe in your vision at, when you don't have anything. You have 1 crore, turnover in the company, and you are saying that you will be building a world-class EW system. So your words and actions should speak, and then, that should instill the confidence among the people that you wanted to have. Fortunately, we could do that, and then we have had a backup of such people. And that has really made a lot of change. So now today, the kind of products that we are talking about, we have built a full band, electronic warfare system up to 6 GHz. Now we are building up to 18 GHz, both for drone detection applications as well as for the typical common intelligent applications. We have built first time as a private company, completely indigenized X-band rotating radar we have delivered. Now we started building an ASA radar, okay, for static, active electronic array scanning radar to detect the drones. Okay, this is going to be the first of its kind in India. Even DRDO did not build this kind of product for drone detection applications. So we are working on such product. So we are working on compact surveillance payloads, which can be of very use, in the sectors like Kashmir and all, where you have an entire northern sector, in fact. So where you have a lot of thick foliage, obstructions. Getting into a little elevation for always is an advantage for an electronic warfare system. We started building such systems now. And we are working on a lot of strategic products also. Okay. And we have got multiple IDEX challenges, and we have got one of the Aditi challenge for even anti-swarm kind of applications. So these are all lot of policy-wise, benefits that the changes or the thought processes that have happened in the last 10 years could create this kind of ecosystem, and we are one such example of how a policy reforms and a hand-holding from the government and the drive that the products have to be indigenized and the products have to be built in India can really change the ecosystem. So for some of the youngsters, the opportunities like, there are IDEX and TDF. There are two programs. Probably if you have some, later you can get in touch with me. These are the avenues where today, when we started in 2016-17, if I were to bid for a contract, you need to have 3-4 years of experience. You should have 5 crores, 10 crores turnover. And then only you can just imagine or you can think of getting into a defense business. But today, half an hour presentation can give you a 2 or 3 crore, 1.5 crore fund for your project, for your company, and you will be able to build a product which is assured to be purchased. So you can, the government is saying that if you really meet all the specifications, this is the quantity that I am buying. This is unheard of. And half an hour presentation, mind you, and the whole process happens in 3 to 4 months. Somebody publishes a problem. So this is the problem that I have. We need a solution. If you have an answer, make a presentation. There will be a committee, completely unbiased, transparent. Okay, you don't even know who are those guys. Okay, and they don't even call you for a physical interaction. Your presentation, concept, your work, something which will decide that you will, whether you will win it or you will lose it. The moment you win it, they are madly after you. They handhold you, they push you, they get all the projects. Okay, so this is the mechanism, ecosystem that we have today. And you all can, so that's why today 300-400 startups are really working on these kind of projects, and they're at various stages of development. They're ready to develop the products. Okay, TDF and then other mechanisms. And apart from that, today defense exports also have been largely rising because there is a lot of government intervention, proactive push at various locations. Some more improvements, I would say. Earlier it is very, very difficult to meet the ambassadors if you go to the other country. Today, you go to any place, ambassadors are, hosting you, hosting the private companies. That, they're explaining what is the ecosystem over there. How do you do business? What should you be doing in order to crack those markets? This is unheard of because the bureaucracy opening up so much and then helping the private companies is really unheard. And this is one of the fantastic changes that this, last few years that what has happened in that thing. Now, the first point and the theme that is about how do you manage the obsolescence of the technology and all. So today, for the kind of technology that we are working, which is anti-drone system, okay. So the threat is continuously changing, rapidly changing. The first product that I have delivered has no relevance to the second product that I have delivered, the second system, 50 that I am delivering. And the specifications that the people are talking about now are completely different than what we have delivered. So, you have to really be on your toes here. Okay, this is technology obsolescence. This is not the component obsolescence. Now I don't even need the technology. So 1 year, 2 year, again we are talking about a system which is completely of 2x, 3x extra specifications. So if we were to meet this kind of challenge, only mantra is you should have the entire design right from the scratch at your end. And the day that you started your design, you should think of scalability. can I make this architecture tomorrow from ISM to wideband, from wideband 6 gigahertz to 18 gigahertz? I'm just quoting some examples. But this is applicable at many of the technologies also. So if you are in a drone ecosystem, if you are building a 2 kg drone, can it be scalable to 10 kg, 20 kg, 50 kg? Okay. So this is something we should think at the beginning, because you know this is going to be obsolete tomorrow. And how well you design your architecture to meet that is the first thing. Then the second obsolescence, it's not the technology, it is the components. For example, we work on state-of-the-art FPGA devices. Okay, so we build the boards by using those devices. After 4-5 years, I don't find that chip again. So the manufacturer himself will not produce. So what we do an architecture in which tomorrow, if this, I know that in the next 4-5 years it's going to be upgraded. Okay, I should have a mechanism to even build a small add-on to it and then connect it to the existing systems, even to maintain either obsolescence or ensure that this product is supported. Because when I'm building something, I'll have to think of supporting it for the next 10 years. When we are designing, we should adopt to this. When can we do that? When you have the full control of the design, only that point of time you will be able to do it. If you are thinking of that, okay, I will buy this from here, and then build a product, you forget about meeting these kind of challenges, it will not happen. Okay. And the other challenge sometimes what happens is the developmental cycles also for these products is, not very, they're not small. They're going to take time. So today, when I'm saying, okay, 2018 I have started, 2020 I have built a product. But previous to that, we have at least 3 to 4 years of legacy in building cards, testing them, building small various cards, building IP cores, small software modules. 3-4 years of earlier, groundwork legacy was there. So that's how we could able to build these kind of products. So to meet this, so IDEX and other challenges gives you a avenue to start with. But the mindset that you should have is the one product that you are going to build through IDEX and all is not going to meet all the user requirements, because you will come out with only a prototype solution. But engineering solution from there, that journey from 90% to 100%, that 10% journey is actually going to take 90% of your time. So that is something we should understand, and then plan the whole technology and the board or configuration or architecture to meet that kind of delivery timelines or developmental timelines. And while doing this, we should also think of this product support, because the obsolescence is relevant there, because I'm talking about 10 years of upfront service support to these services, because otherwise they will not be able to sustain. They can't keep buying. So we need to have this kind of mindset while building the products, to handle the obsolescence of technology and to handle the obsolescence of the components. Now, apart from that, this is relevant to the context that has been set. Now, as a private company, as a startup, what you should be looking at the initial stage and at the growth stage, based on our experiences, some tips, 2-3 minutes I will take. First thing is you should be really focusing on the building team. So this is something which we always, as a fresher, when we start, we will forget. But it is very important. It's just not you. Alone, you cannot do anything. Or, you can do only small things. But when you build team, you will really start making the difference. And you have to, as a technocrat, you also need to learn the skills and adapt yourselves to managing the things and understanding various other aspects of the business. That is very, very important. What happens is, the next thing is about the consistency and focus. When you are at the beginning stage of the company, the small opportunities always, tempts you. The success lies in the resistance that you build against this temptation, because whether you are working on a 1 crore opportunity, 10 crore opportunity, your sweat is same. Okay. So you need to understand this fact and then resist your temptation for the small opportunities, so that you will really be able to come out with a focused. This needs some kind of support, but you will have to think and then find a solution for it. But unless you do that, you will not be able to scale to that next stage. So then legacy and entry barriers, what happens is sometimes you have a legacy and an entry barrier for some of the systems. But there is a way that you can cut short some of these things. Start with small subsystem, get into the system, and then start building the product. This is how you will be able to cut short. And you have to build the appetite for the long gestation cycles, because defense is not an easy business. Fortunately, the last 2-3 years is really a wonderful opportunity for us. Fast track procurements were there, and then there are really orders pouring onto the private companies, but it may not be so always. So what is the ecosystem that we are building for these long gestation periods? That appetite is very, very important. Of course, the cost always matters because you need a lot of investments before you get the order, before deliver it, and before really get the money into your bank account. It's a really big, very lengthy process. So we can't blame. This is how it is, but we should build our mechanisms to really cater for this and then, start working on them. This is for the users. One important factor that I wanted to mention it over here is, today we are talking about really 1 year deliveries of some of these systems and all. It's good. This is a good challenge even for us also. But the reality that we need to understand is some of the technologies are really complex. They take time to mature. Some could be 4 years, some could be 5 years, some could be 8 years. While we are adopting the technologies from the Indian companies, encouraging that from the Indian companies, as services, we also need to do a little bit of sacrifice. I'm not saying, okay, hand-holding, okay, so mindset. Because this is how Israelis have done. So he always used to say, if there is a Israeli product which is of 60-70% capability than something available in the market, we would rather buy it from an Israeli company because we know eventually they reach there that 100%. Okay, so those sacrifices have been made by those, the procurement agencies. Okay, sacrifice in terms of if I need, let us say, 20 kilometer, let me start with 15 kilometer. If I need 100 quantity, buy 20 quantity. Okay, so then plan for your next 40, 50 with enhanced specifications. When you get an opportunity, then when you give an opportunity to a private company, they will eventually reach there. This is what has happened with Akash program. Some journal has decided that, someone wanted that this is not meeting 100% of requirement, because I was part of the Akash project when I was in DRDO. So there are a lot of people who said, no, this is not meeting the requirement, let's scrap. But this one general has taken a decision, no, let's buy it. What happened is, after that, this project has taken 23, 25 years. But the programs which have started subsequently, okay, LRSAM, QRSAM, the realization period of these programs, development period of these programs have drastically reduced. The reason is, this has given a 50,000 crore opportunity to the Indian industry. The companies which are in the stage of whether we should survive or die, they've all survived. They've all got, built an excellent ecosystem. When they wanted, let us say, the next product, these companies are ready. Okay, earlier I'm delivering a motor for 1 year, I will deliver it in 3 months. I'll deliver it in 4 months. So that is how the ecosystem was built. We should draw parallels from this example always, and then plan our, at the services stage also, plan our procurements accordingly. So now the second is growth stage. At the growth stage, what we will have to, once as a startup building a small product, making it to engineered version is fine. But when we wanted to produce 100, 200 of them, as a founder, we sometimes will, relax on building the processes. This is something which is required at that point of time. We need to build the processes. We need to find out the ways of scaling the team, because today we have tremendous opportunities. Our limitation is in terms of the R&D scaling up. Had I have another 100, R&D guys, I would have started 2 more, 3 more products. So that's the kind of scaling that we will have to think of. Reliability and quality is very, very important, because we are talking about a product working seamlessly for 10 years is very, very important. So this is something we should think, product support. Now, so some final inputs from my end in terms of the opportunities and the challenges for the private companies, and then what should be thought about in the policy changes. 5 minutes, sir. Okay. First thing is these long procurement cycles. We have experimented in the last 3 years enough with the fast track procurement cycles. Why can't we learn some parallels from here and then reduce? Because I have a lot of cases in which the capital procurement cases started in 2021, still at the RFI stages. 2022, still at the RFI stages. RFIs are refloating. So can we learn something from this FTP and then accelerate these procurement processes? Reason is, for a private industry which is entering, or a startup which is entering into this, the biggest thing apart from all the support the government can give is an assurance of orders. And the orders in a, not in like sine curves, okay, maybe, regular orders. Today I have, let us say, I'm delivering 50, 70 systems this year, and I have ramped up the entire team for that. And next year, if I have a void, what do I do with this team? How do I manage them? So this is something we should think as a, because this has to be as a nation as a whole approach. Then stringent financial terms, we need to even think about it, because after delivery also it takes sometimes 6 to 8 months to get the payments, this whole cycle of so much of investment. How do the companies survive? And the banking processes to some extent should be thought about, some kind of mechanisms should be established there. Specifications and acceptance is something, what happens is when a tender for a very big value is being floated, specifications, sometimes there could be some mistakes, something will happen, some wordings in the tender will become a stalemate while we are delivering this product. A simple word, when a vehicle-based system is there, somewhere people would have written a word portable. And DGQA picks that word portable and then show me whether each system, can you make it as less than 10, 25 kgs. When you have built a system which is vehicle-based, you can't meet that requirement. So this will go into a stalemate at that point of time, and then the whole process stops. So there should be a way in the procurement processes to understand these kind of issues and then address them elegantly. The problem is now nobody will be able to take this decision once it has been written in the contract. But we should come out of some logical ways, especially when there is a genuine cases. Okay, demos, trials, and evaluations. What I've seen is various agencies, when they think of starting some kind of procurement, they'll start, okay, come, you company, come and then demonstrate. Okay, when there is a company which has already, delivered, demonstrated multiple, right? So when you are part of final procurement, yes, it makes sense. But what I have seen is even to issue an RFI, issue an RFP at the command levels, the approach is, okay, you call all the people, ask them to do a demonstration. Treat the companies also as national resource. Okay. So when we have to go to a demo today, my team is there somewhere in one of the locations. So we are spending 10 lakhs on it, just to take the product there, put the people 4-5 days demonstrations. It's not a procurement case, but these are national resource. We should also start judiciously thinking about it. Okay, even as a private companies. Then yeah. So this true spirit of indigenization is something, as I said, this 70% capability versus 30%. As a nation, as a whole approach, when we get into, we will be able to meet this. For a private company today, apart from all the other challenges, the biggest challenge, okay, slightly the scenario is changing now, getting the people, getting the quality people. This may be a problem across the whole technology domain, but here, there is a software domain and there is a very, very hard domain like us. So people will, for me, their friend will be working on a AC cabin 24/7, and now I'll ask these guys to go get into Babina, get into Gopalpur, get into somewhere in the northern border. People don't like this kind of work. So somehow we will have to build the skilled team in this area, and then enough interest among the youth, okay, through various programs. Fortunately, a lot of skill development programs are initiated. Some orientation towards the exclusive defense technologies to encourage the youth into this should be thought of. And we are right now, various programs are there. They are talking about the system, subsystems, funding, procurement. As a nation, we should also start looking at the component level R&D, funding the component level R&D. There are some areas still, okay, which we have a lot of import, apart from the components. And the components, anyway, I have the import dependency, because none of the semiconductor chips we are making, I have to import them. But there are some, some power amplifiers, okay, there are some power supplies. These kind of products, we don't have a proper ecosystem still, equivalent, well, economically viable subcomponents. So we may have to have some focus even on those areas, and then start developing, so that we will be able to come out with the concept of complete Atmanirbharta. So for me, it is just not make in India. We should promote this concept of design in India and make it for the world. Everywhere we should do this, only this mantra, because the design gives the strength that is required, okay? And the defense is always been the strength in the defense is the one which has always made the countries to stand above everyone. So fortunately, somebody has visualized it. We are on the right track, but we need to reinforce on this and then ensure that we reach the true Atmanirbharta. Thank you so much, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you for watching Drone TV, your gateway to the latest in drone technology, GIS innovations, and AI-driven solutions. To partner with us or promote your company on Drone TV, visit www.dronetv.in. Contact us at +917 5201 23555